Hello everyone, Pt.3 here with another video on hero movement point optimization. We've talked about terrain penalties and bonus movement points already, and the time has come to discuss magic, which allows us to completely reshape adventure map movement. Such spells are often referred to as control spells. To check which ones are available for your heroes to learn, you should visit the spells screen, and to get there you can either click on the mage guild in your town or click this button in the top left corner. It will bring you over to the spell screens, and here is a free pro tip for you. You can also just press the O button and you'll get to the same screen, which on the top side shows you the regular spells that you have access to, and in the bottom right corner has a special placeholder for the neutral control spells that we will be talking about. At level 1 you have Second Wind, at level 2, or rather tier 2, you have Shadow Flight, then comes Gate of Light, Town Portal, and Dimension Door. As you can see, at the beginning of the game, none of these spells is available to you. How do we get access to them? How do we learn them? Well, you see this 8 out of 35 points progress towards the spell. Where do these points come from? You need to go to the town and check how many buildings you've built in a particular town, and you will see Solar Temple, Tavern, Muse, Garrison. 4 buildings in total. Each of these buildings gives you 2 points of progress towards the spells. And by the way, I misspoke. All buildings from all your towns contribute towards this global progress. Now, 2 points for each building would make for a very slow progress. The best thing you can do is to build mage guilds, because mage guilds not only give you 2 points for the building itself, they also grant you 1 point for each of the spells they unlock. So the guild unlocks 1, 2, 3, 4 spells or spell levels. Each gives you 1 point, and as you can see, we progressed from 8 to 14. 2 points for the guild, 4 points for the spells, 6 in total. Now, as mentioned, progress towards new spells grants you extra points. I can unlock a spell manually here, and it will give me another point. I can also upgrade the spell, and it will give me another point. So we are at 16 total now. Let's move forward towards understanding our spells. Same as regular spells, they have levels, and we can get extra movement points or extra usage or other boons depending on the spell. How do we get extra levels on our control spells? Same as unlocking them, just keep building up your towns, keep unlocking more and more regular spells in the spell screen, and you will keep making progress towards more powerful levels of our spells. One important thing to remember about control spells is that they have hero level requirements. For instance, Shadow of Lights requires you to be at least level 3 to learn, Gate of Light level 6, Town Portal level 9, and Dimension Door level 12. So be aware of this requirement when you are planning to use them. Another important thing to remember is that to learn these spells, your hero actually needs to visit the Mage Guild, either in a town or in this adventure map building. Now let's see these neutral control spells in action. We have a level 26 hero Nihil here who has already learned all the global spells. We'll start investigating the Second Wind spell, which is very straightforward. It basically restores 40 movement points for us. Well, 40 movement points at the 3rd level and 20 at level 1, 30 at level 2. Let's burn a few movement points. Okay, we are down to 300 out of 320. Let's pop Second Wind. Bingo, we are back to maximum. Now notice that the tooltip said that it would restore 40 points to us, but it only restored 20. This is because it can never bring us over the maximum. Remember this, and never ever pop second wind at the beginning of your turn, same as the fountain structure. That's it for the second wind. The next thing we want to talk about is Shadow Flight. Shadow Flight is a very cool spell. It basically allows you to fly over obstacles on the global map and ignore any terrain penalties. Very powerful. Without it, if I wanted to reach this square, it would take me 97 movement points. I pop this Shadow Flight, and without any detour I can move straight through the mountains and get to this square in only 80 movement points. Very powerful. One thing you want to remember on top of that is, as it progresses through the levels, it will not only eliminate terrain penalties but even make your movement more efficient, reducing movement cost up to minus 40%. Very powerful. So as soon as your mana pool allows you, you will want to have it on at the beginning of every turn. One thing you want to remember about Shadow Flight is that you cannot fly over the borders if you haven't defeated the Zone Guard yet. I popped the border marker using the Z button on my keyboard, and you can see I can fly over near the dragon, but no matter how hard I am clicking on this snowy terrain, it just won't let me through. This restriction applies to other two control spells as well. You cannot Dimension Door over a Zone Guard or Gate of Light over it. Speaking of Gate of Light, this is a super cool spell which allows you to place a portal between 2 points on the map, like so. You need to place the entrance within 1 cell from your hero, and then you can place the exit up to, I think, 10 cells from your hero. Now, we don't want to place, well, whenever we are placing these gates of light, we want to think about the other heroes that will be moving through them, and we want to maximize the distance between the exit and the entrance. For instance, if I place the entrance over here to the left side of Changeling Urgo, I will be able to only reach to this square on the map. At the same time, if I place Gate of Light entrance on the right side from Changeling Urgo, I can still reach the very same square. This means the distance between the two ends of the portal is larger, and I always want to maximize this distance so that if another hero needs to travel through this portal, they will save more movement. Check it out. Now Neil can fly over to this Gate of Light and come on the other end of it, being ready for the fight with the Azure Dragons. I think that's pretty much it about the Gate of Light. Maybe one more use case you want to be aware of is sometimes you may want to make a little detour from your main route, and you can place a Gate of Light like so. Let's say you place here and here, and now you can make a little detour, check out what's going on out there, maybe take some dwelling or objective, and come back without losing any movement points. Bang, bang, bang. And the cool thing is you can start building these huge chains of Gates of Light to allow your main hero to move and cover crazy distance on the adventure map. The next spell we're going to talk about is Dimension Door. This is a level 5 spell. It's very straightforward. It's basically a teleport which allows you to teleport within 10 tiles of your hero, or the radius will increase with additional levels of the spell. You can see the area which can be covered with a teleport right here. One thing with Dimension Door that you want to be aware of, or rather a couple tricks, you can actually teleport within Fog of War, so you don't actually have to teleport to the visible area of the map. I can teleport over here. I just gotta be careful not to trigger a fight, because teleporting into a fight you cannot win is typically not a great idea. Another thing with a Dimension Door spell, well, I've used it up for this turn, let's just move to the next turn. I can teleport directly to towns, and this includes enemy towns. So if I ran out of all movement points but I still have Dimension Door, I can teleport to the enemy town and trigger a battle over there. Something to remember. The last spell I want to talk about, the last major spell I want to talk about, is Town Portal. Good old Town Portal, which we all love from Heroes 3. It allows us to move between towns. So I can choose any town on the global map and just jump to it. Let's jump to Beleriel over here. As you increase the levels of this spell, especially once you get to levels 3 and 4, you will be rewarded with extra casts per turn, which can allow you to cover even more distance and achieve even more with your main hero. This concludes our major adventure map spells, but I want us to focus on 2 more, or rather 3 more, which are super good. One is called Reinforcements. It is available to us at level 2 in the Arcane School of Magic. It's very simple. It allows you to interact with a creature dwelling on the adventure map and just get reinforcements from it. Here I clicked on the Abyssal Envoy dwelling and got myself an extra envoy without ever leaving my main town. Pretty powerful. The next spell, though, is not just pretty powerful, it's completely overpowered. It's called Assemble, and it becomes available on level 3. Again, Arcane School of Magic, and since it's level 3, to gain access to it, to learn it, your heroes need to either have Arcane Magic skill or the Intelligence. One of these skills allows you to learn the spell, and this one is very overpowered, especially on maps like Jeebus Cross, where you need to do a lot of those movement optimizations, doing some crazy chains to accomplish as much as possible within a single turn, because the game is typically over after 7 to 10 turns, more or less. I mentioned that there are 2 ways of getting access to this spell, but there is actually a third one. You can get this super powerful artifact that is called Robe of Enlightenment, and this gives you access to all level 3 magic, including Assemble. This makes every hero in your army capable of using Assemble. This means your heroes can start swapping troops back and forth at a distance. Oh, and I've been talking a lot about this spell, but let's see it in action. Let's Town Portal back to our frontier town and try interacting with our partner Changeling Urgo here. So I'll pop Assemble, and now you see, standing in the town, clicking on Urgo, bingo, I can swap troops and artifacts, no problemo. Very powerful. The next spell is also super cool, but it's gonna be situational for you because it's only available for heroes that actually chose recruitment as their skill. Relocation comes at the expert level, and it allows you to interact with any town on the adventure map once per day. Let me do something real quick for the purpose of this demonstration. So let's say I wanted to get some extra army from my capital city without ever reaching to it. I'm clicking relocation, I'm choosing Deep Well, bingo, I can now place extra cultists into my army. Or one thing that you want to remember, while you are interacting with another town, you can actually upgrade the troops if that other town that you're relocating with supports upgrade of this particular creature. So I can click upgrade, bingo, I have upgraded Aggreshoth Riders and Cultists in my army now. The very last spell that we want to cover in this tutorial is Back to Town. It's another spell that gets unlocked through a skill. It's given to you via Logistics Expertise. The spell is very simple, acts very similar to Town Portal, but only allows you to teleport to the nearest town. And one caveat with this spell is that it burns all your movement points. So right now I am at 285 movement points for Nihil, but as soon as I trigger Back to Town, I am at 0. And you must remember, Back to Town has a range of 18 squares, so you gotta be relatively close to the town you are relocating to. I think this covers all the major spells that help with movement on the adventure map, and this concludes this video. In the next one, we'll discuss the importance of hero chaining. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe.